Hey, everybody. I am Tracy Pennywell, co-founder of HBCU Heroes, and we have a very, very, very special treat for you all today. First, we have Dasan Frazier, which most people know he's been rolling with us over the last year. Dasan is a Morehouse student, business major, 3.3 GPA. I mean, what does he not do? He's a social media influencer. He rocks it on TikTok and a whole bunch of other platforms. So happy to have Dasan to share with us in this really, really momentous and empowering and enlightenment occasion. We got Vinnie Rock, y'all. We got Vinnie up in here from Naughty by Nature up in
Hey,
the
hey,
house.
how
How you
you
doing?
doing?
Yeah, how you doing? That's more important.
I'm good, I'm good. I'm out here in Jersey, you know?
Yeah, well, we know that you're from not Newark necessarily, but the very close vicinity, right?
Yes, East Orange, the neighboring city.
And you grew up there. We've already been talking to people about coming on here with you, and they always say the great things you do in the community, that you always give back, that you have been just down with the people since day one, and they love you for it. So thank you for continuing to be down with us and HBCU Heroes. So we're just going to get right into it, because I know that we are talking today about new technologies and VR. And so I'm going to let Dasan introduce himself and start with the first question.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Dasan Frazier. I am a senior business marketing major at Morehouse College. And to get right into it, we know that you're a mastermind in the new technology and virtual world. So, for people that don't know what VR is, can you give a little breakdown and just, tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so virtual reality is it's a more immersed experience, right? Because you have tons of consoles, Xbox, PlayStation. Well, now with the Oculus Quest 2 headset, and there's a few other headsets there. Oculus Quest 2 is actually MetaQuest now. It's owned by Facebook. So it's a virtual reality headset, and once you put it on, you're immersed into this 3D world. So you're actually in the game, and you're in these spaces, and you're in these different experiences. And it puts a third party or a second or third party right there in front of you. So I could be here in Jersey, someone could be in Mexico, but when we put on the headset, we're sitting at the same table. So it's definitely a unique, immersed experience.
That is fantastic. So, we all know that, because I've followed y'all since, way back in the day, and have loved everything you all do with Naughty by Nature. But it's really cool to see that you, as first of all, a Black man, and second of all, a rapper, and then third of all, just a businessman in general, have gone into, I'm looking at you talking about Oculus and Meta and all these kinds of things. How did you get into this? What started your journey into being in new technologies and VR?
Well, it started with us being independent artists. I mean, I'm going to age myself, young man, but we've been performing since high school. So we graduated high school in 1988, and we had been performing together since 85, you know? So it's always been independent. It's always been hands-on. I remember from that first, high school talent show, we got the people, excited, and we're like, wow, we have something here. So it's always been about direct fan engagement, right? So once we had that talent show, we would always go out and compete locally. I remember us having Tough Teen Talent competition. So we had to compete against all the kids in the county, but it was always about that direct-to-fan interaction, right? So once we got signed to Tommy Boy Records by way of our Queen Latifah, she discovered us and signed us to Flavor Unit Management. Once we got put on and we came out with OPP in 91, again, it was always about the fan engagement. So we took it upon ourselves to run our own fan club. We had the P.O. box info on our cassettes and CDs. And, we always paid attention. So moving forward, you had the internet. I remember www.naughtybynature.com, and they explained to me it's World Wide Web. So I'm like, wait a minute, this technology means with this box, this computer box I basically have a worldwide television channel, and I get to produce content and I get to sell things directly to the consumer. So it became an extension of the services the record labels offered, even if they didn't offer it or even if they didn't know. So with us being hands-on, we always understood the importance of even the internet and websites. And then came along, MySpace and Facebook and the whole Web 2.0 social media thing. And we always understood that, yes, we did have a website, but these social media platforms, there's a broader community. So again, with that fan engagement, you had to go in there and play, and then you bring them to your website where you do your business and you do your actual conversions. As well as, I'm sure as you know, being an influencer, you can monetize your social media platforms as well. So now we're getting into Web 3.0, and with virtual reality and the metaverse and this more immersed experience. Hey, it's a no-brainer for us who've been hand-on since the dinosaur ages, But, for us, we always pay attention to the tools that's going to increase that direct-to-fan engagement. So in VR, I have a partner, he's a developer. So I met him maybe 10 years ago now, put together my first Google TV app. We did our first, mobile app. And we've just had this relationship over the years where we talk tech, we practice tech, and he's been telling me, yo, we got to get into VR. And he was into blockchain. And yeah, so lo and behold, I had a couple of VR headsets, but now everything is wireless and Facebook is going hard. And I had already invested. So I'm like, wow. Yeah, it feels good to be ahead of the curve,
Now you said that you might be you older in the game, and I might be a young buck, but I just want to let you know that my dad had me up on OPP and all that, so I'm tapped in with it. Okay, I'm tapped in. But for the younger folks and the younger artists coming up in the game, what's the best way that they can utilize and take advantage of this new technology? What would you say to that?
Yeah, well, I think it's the ultimate way for fans to really get close to you. In this VR world, and in particular, we have a space coming up. It's in Alt Space VR. So there's the headset. You can play games and all of this in there, but in the headset, there's an app, Alt Space VR. And that's it's more of a social metaverse app. So now, like for us, I know I'm probably going to get ahead of the last question, but we have a virtual mansion where we have 8 different worlds. So the way we're looking at it as, this is our virtual mansion. It's our virtual, like an art gallery, you know what I mean? So it's like Elvis Presley's Graceland, Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, the White House, and it's more of a museum. So as you go through these different worlds in our metaverse and in our mansion, you get to learn about Naughty by Nature. There's different performance venues. We have a podcast room. KG Loves Sports. We have a basketball court in there. And you can invite, your fans to participate in these spaces, and you could really have intimate conversations with them. So to me, it's like TikTok, it's Twitter, it's YouTube, it's Clubhouse, and it's a social gathering space. But you're so immersed that it feels even closer to where we are on the Zoom, because once you go in VR, I could slap your hand like that, or I could dap you up and you're sitting right next to me. So really, really ultimate, fan engagement tools.
Dope, awesome. And then, so then that brings me to my next question. I would say, how do you see the landscape in the music industry for the years to come with this new technology?
Yeah, so I would say these metaverses, because there will be quite a few. You know, Facebook is about to launch their metaverse. The metaverse we're playing in is AltSpace VR. It's owned by Microsoft, so we've partnered with them. Then you have Sandbox. Sandbox is another metaverse that Snoop Dogg is invested in. He bought plots of virtual land, and you know he's have other people buying into that space. Ultimately, for the artists and the music industry moving forward, these metaverses will allow you to create your own world, your own virtual museums, and it's a point of contact, point of engagement, point of conversions for all of your fans, you know? So now when you go into these mansion spaces, you'll see art within the wall, on the walls, and that art will be an NFT. You'll be able to point, click, and purchase an NFT and take it back to your personal virtual space. You see, you can go into the merchandise shop in these spots, look through the merchandise, click point, and not only buy it physically for your physical person, but you can buy it for your digital avatar. And that's another thing that's going to happen in the future. Your digital avatar may have a better wardrobe than you in real life, you know? So this is the kind of stuff that's happening in the metaverse. And now your fans who are owning these digital assets, they get to collect them. And as NFTs, they're authenticated by the blockchain. And next thing you know, 10, 20 years later, you will have a digital vault of so much, you know, valuable collectibles. And that's basically where the music industry will be going.
That is interesting you said that, because I've been actually, we've been putting together an HBCU NFT, and it's a lot of people don't understand, because they're like, well, how do I touch it? How do I feel it? How do I, you don't own it in the real world per se out here. But what I have noticed is people like yourself who are ahead of the curve, and other artists who are into the NFT space and all of this new technology. It is certainly a way to it's monetizing in a way that, like, if let's just say we go into COVID again, then you have all of these different streams that it just levels out everything for whoever. And I think that whether you're an artist, whether you're a student, whether you're mid-career, these multiple streams of income are how we should be connecting the dots as people of color, to make sure, right, that
Yeah.
we keep it going.
Well, and the other thing is this, you know, NFTs are so new to people, and they don't necessarily understand how to get the utility out of it. Even if you bought, it's simple. It's as simple as even if you bought a painting. So if you happen to go to an art gallery and you saw a painting you like, or you went into a paint and sip and you created your own art, you come home and you put that on your wall. But because this art is digital, now people have digital picture frames in their homes where they can display their digital NFTs. And now that art is rotating, so you could have your traditional static art on your wall, but a couple of frames down, now there's a digital picture frame, and that's where you're showing off your NFTs. And this is what's going to happen in the metaverse, especially in Facebook's meta, right? Your Facebook page will now become your virtual home. And then you'll get to customize that home any way you want. So now you'll be inviting your friends, instead of saying, oh, come to my page and let's communicate on my page. You're saying, come into my virtual home, which is my Facebook home. And now you'll have a kitchen, a bathroom, a pool area. You'll invite these people over, but now you'll be able to display your digital NFTs in your personal VR home. And that's the new flex. That's going to be the new flex that people, even your furniture, you'll have custom furniture builders in VR, and they will sell you that couch for a few $100s. So when people come into your home, your living room may have $1,000 worth of furniture and artifacts and art in it. But this is where we're going in these virtual spaces.
This is amazing. So, Dasan and I, we're here in Newark too. So we've been hearing tell that you got this, like you said, you got this big event coming up this weekend. And so we want to know all about it. And we want everyone here at the Legacy Classic Career Summit and the Legacy Classic Tournament that Sunday we're rolling with Vinnie. That's what we're doing. We're all rolling with Vinnie on Sunday. We send them all your way because you coming to help us. We're gonna send them back to you. Tell us all about that and how people can, like, where do they, I am your age. So I need to know, how do we like get in, like, how do I see it? How do I know where to go? Tell us all.
Right. Well, first and foremost, you would need a Oculus Quest 2 headset, okay? That's owned by Facebook. You can get it anywhere, Amazon, Walmart. You can walk in Best Buy and grab them. For two, once you have the headset, you download the app AltSpace VR, which is the social VR platform, right? And what we're doing is we're having a launch party for our 8 Worlds. It's called Illtown Island. So that's going to happen Sunday, December 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're basically having the launch party for it. So KG and I are part of another group called Illtown Sluggers, and we have a record label and management company called Slugger Music. So we're going to launch this world. We're going to have our DJ and mascot, Slugger the Bear. He's going to DJ. And then we're going to have our featured artists, our Slugger music artists, Nicole Michelle, Fresco Death, Ryan Lane, Indigo Blue. They're all going to perform, but Microsoft has partnered with us and they gave us holoportation camera equipment. So we'll be on the green screen. We're going to do the performances, but we're going to be holoported into VR. So our audience will have they'll be in their digital avatars, what you get when you sign up for the app, but we're going to be holoported like the Tupac hologram. And we'll be in there in real life giving you a concert. And then afterwards, we're going to give away 500 free NFTs. And while you're on our rooftop, you'll be able to put on digital wearables to your avatar. So we'll have Naughty by Nature t-shirts, Illtown Sluggers t-shirts. And while you're partying with us, you'll be wearing our merchandise. You see what I'm saying? And then after that, after the performances, we'll do a meet and greet. You can take pictures with KG, myself, and Slugger the mascot. And then we're going to do a tour of our other 8 worlds within our world.
That is fantastic. I mean, that is like so far ahead of I'm just trying to wrap my head all around it because it's so far ahead of like normal day to day. Like when you're like, okay, I'm gonna get my tickets, I'm gonna go down to the arena. This is just like so far ahead.
Yes.
Wow. D, you got the last question, my friend. Oh, Dasan, are you there?
He's frozen.
Oh, okay. I'll just keep going. So,
yeah, if there's one gem that you can drop on us students out here, what would that be? Yeah, can you hear me? Uh-oh.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. So, one of the most...
We good? You hear?
Yes.
If there's one gem that you could drop on us students out here, what would that be, sir?
I would say education is important. You know what I mean? For one, you need to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people who aspire to do, great things in life, man, just great productive things in life. And I think some of the best partnerships you find is during your school age years. I mean, KG, Tretch, and myself, we got together during high school, junior high, and we formed this bond, we formed these goals, and it ended up being a lifelong goal that we set with one another. And that started in school, and, I think school, educating yourself, and definitely right now, financial literacy, understanding what money is, how money works, how to use credit, understanding these digital currencies that's on the horizon. Just take the time to inform yourself. Do not be so paranoid about, what's not going to work, because there's a ton of people out here informing themselves, taking educated risks, and it's benefiting them greatly. So this is the time where we have a worldwide financial reset, and us as minorities, us as Black people in the country and in the world, this is our time to play catch up, and we could level up when it comes to, you know, generational wealth in these years to come.
You listen, I am just everything I got. I am so happy that we have come here and met with you today, because you have inspired me and motivated me. I know I speak for you, Dasan, too. And my head is just like, wow, we need more people like you to talk to, not only, you know, our young people, but just people in general, because it's like, it's so powerful and inspiring, and it just gets you in a whole different space and place, especially sitting here where you're like, okay, what's my next move? What's going to happen? There's so many moves you can make, right?
Yeah.
You've
Yes.
made a lot of them. Like
Definitely.
like you said, you knew back in the day that like engagement was the whole thing. And even for me, like, I think when you know that engagement's the whole thing, and then you look at what you all have done, not only with concerts, not only with tech, like you said, when the website came out, you realized that was the entire world at your fingertips. I think you are, Vinnie, a visionary. You and Naughty by Nature are visionaries and are able to stay ahead of the curve, because you can kind of, you know, look at the curve and say, okay, you know, and like you said already, you're at it again with this. So this has been amazing for us. We just wanted to share that we can't thank you enough for this, for coming and talking to us about HBCUs and how hip hop has, you know, and you all's journey had come through the day with performing at HBCUs and the path that you took there that was legendary as well. And so that's coming up. And we just really want to just, you know, let you know that going forward, we want to work with you. Dasan and I want to work with you. We want to work with HBCUs with you. We're not letting you go.
Right. No, you got me. Hey, I have a quick thing.
Sure.
Funny enough, at the beginning of our song, Hip Hop Hooray, there's a man on there, he says, "Give it up for Naughty by Nature." Well, that was taken from a live show we did at Morris Brown College. So he was the announcer. He announced it, and we used to always record our video record our performances. So we snatched it off of the video and put it on the top of the record. So it's like, it really said, "Morris Brown College, give it up for Naughty by Nature." We just cut off Morris Brown, and the guy actually sued us. And we settled. We didn't have to pay him. We just settled with a gold plaque at the time, a platinum plaque. So he was fine. But, you know, the top of Hip Hop Hooray, that was recorded at an HBCU.
See, right? That's everything. Yeah, that's cool. They're gonna love that. Like, everyone who hears that and HBCU land is gonna love that, because it all, for us, it starts there with a lot of artists who performed at home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
So, okay, so we are gonna wrap this up.
We all know that.
We're gonna wrap this up and thank everybody for joining us with Vinnie Rock and Naughty by Nature and Dasan Frazier from Morehouse. I'm Tracy Pennywell, HBCU Heroes. We will see y'all next time.